Let's fucking go. It's here. It's Wednesday. We're back here on the LTL True Crime channel. It is, oh gosh, I almost said 2023. I'm still not used to saying 2024 yet, but 2024 just sounds better than 2023, doesn't it? It's January 3rd. I almost said it again. 2023. It's 2024. I'll get this right. Believe me, I'll get this right. I want to welcome everybody back in to the live show. Yes, it's hump day. It's hump day. Hump day. And we're 2 days away from Karen's hearing. And I know that everybody's getting excited. They want to get out and support. And of course, we're going to do that. I will be there down at the courthouse in support of Karen and the Free Karen Read movement. And I can't wait. I can't wait to see how much and how powerful this movement is in person. I've seen the smaller gatherings at the courthouse for Aiden. I was down there for one in November, but I want to see what the true power of the movement is when we're there on Friday. And I cannot wait. I'm going to be documenting the whole thing. I just bought a brand new camera. I'm super excited to go out and use it and document everything. Last time, like I said, I tried to live stream from there and it's complete crap. So I know Tom's going to have his live stream going. At least you can dip in and watch his live stream if you can't come down to the courthouse live. And I'll be documenting it with my new camera. I'll be super excited about that and just get a feel for the whole scenery and maybe get to talk to some people, see how they got involved in the Free Karen Read movement. And maybe we have some people that are down there counter protesting and they're opposed and think that Karen should be in prison. I'd like to hear their side of the story as well too, and just get the full feeling for the full story. We know that Karen is completely innocent of these charges, these false charges that have been brought against her. That's what's here. That's why we follow the Free Karen Read movement. So let me get into the heart of the show tonight, what I have prepared for all of you. And I thought I would go back to around August of 2023. And I want to look at some of the things and the situations that came around in those couple of months up until December. And I just find a lot of the timing and a lot of the things very strange and weird. But let me pull up my timeline here and we'll talk about basically what I want to review. And of course, as always, I have some videos that we can go over. And the other thing that I want to go through tonight too is on Aiden's channel. I grabbed the videos of the view of 31 Fairview for all of you that are new and just coming into the Karen Read case. Because again, I'm kind of playing educator here. I know there's other styles, the other creators, amazing creators that are covering this case. They have their style. I've been kind of educating this week. So I'm so happy of all those other streamers, what they've been doing. I'm going to talk a little bit about them in a second here, but let's pull up my timeline And this is what I basically have prepared for tonight. So in August of 2023, let me just get this out here. In August of 2023, Norfolk County District Attorney Michael Morrissey released a public statement about witness intimidation. On October 2023, turtleboy. Oh, wait, this is not the right one. I have an updated one. Hang on here. I got a bad one. That's the wrong one. What do I have a much updated one. I'm looking at it. I'm going, there's more here. Hang on. I got more. Here we go. This is the right one. I updated this sucker. Sometimes we can't all get it right the first time. Sometimes it takes a little bit. All right, here we go. This is the one I was looking for. All right, so what I want to go over tonight, August 2023, Norfolk County District Attorney Morrissey released a public statement about witness intimidation. We're going to hear that. In October 2023, turtleboy arrested on 16 felony charges. Prosecutor Mello brought in to take on the case. Then we had in November 2023, Canton 9 charged in peaceful protest. And then in November 2023, the town of Canton wins the vote to have the police audit by independent company. In December 2023, turtleboy speaks about new possible indictment. Then just a little while longer, December 2023, turtleboy is arrested on the new indictment. And then December 2023, Fox Ted Daniels announces federal probe into Karen Reed's case. Gets revealed. All right, let me do that. So that's basically the program that I want to follow tonight. I just want to talk about some of the support of some of the channels out there that, I've noticed that have been doing obviously a great job in supporting this. These are channels that I would point out, go over and support. Obviously, Turtleboy's channel. We have Tom CPU. The Glare has been doing amazing work over there on his channel. The Young Jerks. We have Unsafe Spaces. A new channel that's popped up today, Resistant to the Silence, and they actually have an ongoing live right now. It's some of the people that are running the Justice for John O'Keefe, and it's a very informative group as to their standouts, some basic practices at the peaceful protest, the court hearings, what times all these events will take place. So again, I'm not trying to cut into them. I did have this planned and wanted to just move on with my show. And then obviously Making Law Simple. I know Aiden's been over there a couple times, and they've had some great streams over there as well too. So these are channels that I would recommend right now. Again, if you want to get in on this, reach out to me. We can support and check out what you're doing, get you up here on the list. And this is the channels I would say go to all for the the information right now as far as the YouTube sphere. Okay, let's get into, if I can get this to close. Close, you son of a gun. All right, let's get into my first video. Where are we? Anger. There's so much anger. It's anger. All right, let's listen to Vinny here.
I'm Vinny Politan. Great to have you with us tonight. Right off the start this hour, we got a big story we've been covering up in Massachusetts. It involves a police officer. Here he is. John O'Keefe is his name, and he was 46 years old when he died. 16-year veteran of the Boston PD, was taking care of his niece and nephew after the sudden death of his sister and brother-in-law. Just an overall good guy. He was really a good guy and loved. Take a look at this house. This is a house where he was found dead. He wasn't found dead in the house, but outside the house on the lawn. And the weather was nothing like you're looking at here. It was a snowy night.
I agree.
January 29th, 2022. That house belongs to a fellow officer, Brian Albert. And he was out drinking all night, John O'Keefe, and then was supposed to go to that house.
Charlene, thanks for this too. The Broken Banker is doing awesome too.
The allegations are that he never made it in the house
too.
By investigators, because they say his girlfriend, Karen Reed, take a look at her. They say that she was dropping him off at that house. They were out drinking together, going, bar hopping. and she was dropping him off at that after
in
party. She didn't want to
August.
go in. And
August
prosecutors
29th.
allege that they got into a fight. They had been in a
This is
fight.
when Morsi was pissed about the witness intimidation, and then put out his statement.
Right? And she purposely
You're
ran
gonna
him
hear that.
over and then left him in the cold to die. Now, she's saying, no, that never happened. And
Welcome in,
police
everybody.
are covering this whole thing up. Like I mentioned, the house where he was supposed to go in is the house of
I
a
agree,
fellow
Scott.
officer. So you've got prosecutors saying it's her with her car, and you've got the defense saying, no, it looks like he was beaten up. And there's evidence in this case, obviously some physical evidence, like pictures of the victim, John O'Keefe. Take a look at this photo of his arm. And prosecutors are saying that's consistent with someone being, I guess, struck by a car. And the defense is saying, no, that's from a dog. And there was a dog in that house where they say he was murdered. A lot going on. A lot of controversy surrounding this case as well. And there are a bunch of people led by a local online personality named Turtleboy, who takes a look at true crime cases. And a lot of people follow him, and people in the neighborhood all of a sudden are saying, hey, wait a minute. She's being wrongfully accused and wrongfully prosecuted in this case. And they have shown up at the courthouse in pretty large numbers, making a lot of noise. Take a look.
Let's see. Patrick says, hey, anybody think it would be a good learning experience if I bring my 16-year-old on Friday? Well, you are their father, so that's going to be a decision that you're going to have to make. You know, I would say it's probably going to get a little wacky. It's probably going to get a little crazy. I would say be prepared. But, you know, obviously it's going to be, there'll be lots of law enforcement, I'm sure. And I'm not telling anybody to get crazy. I'm not telling anybody to get wild. This is a peaceful support or peaceful protest. That's what we do here. We don't cause problems. We don't cause trouble. And, you know, that's going to be something up to you, Patrick. You know, it's going to be something totally up to you to decide as a father, you know. But what we do here is we will show up in support. We will demonstrate peacefully. We will not cause trouble. And, you know, we'll look forward to what happens in court. And then as Karen comes in and out of court, and hopefully we get a press conference after of some new information as to what they think is going on or what is going to go on. So I would just say, you know, just be cautious. Be cautious. That's all you can do. Be cautious and support.
We're right here today, Jim McDermott, and we're not going to be quiet. We got it.
Really? We're no longer allowed on the stairs. Wow. Okay.
A lot of controversy, a lot of emotion attached to all this. Obviously, John O'Keefe is dead. His family believes he's murdered. Some of the fellow officers obviously also believe he's been murdered.
How are you?
And then you've got the defendant saying no, the defense team saying no. And now this groundswell of support in the community for the accused murderer. Very unusual. Now, on top of it, it's not just happening at the courthouse, but it's also happening online.
So let me ask a question. Is the mainstream media, when they come out of court, are they going to be allowed to walk up on the steps? That's a little crappy. So I hope they'll come down to the curb, because I want to at least hear what they have to say after court when all the mainstream media cameras are in their face. I want to be able to do that.
This isn't happening in a vacuum. Like all of this
I want to be able to get that interview.
Over, and the DA who was prosecuting this case, furious at the way potential, who he calls witnesses, are being treated. And
you know, and I'm sorry, I'm going to stop this really quick because I want just everybody to understand this. This is a live show. We pause the video. We talk. I interact with the chat. If you want to watch the videos, I just say urge out. This is on Court TV. You can go over and check them out. But I do pause. I do interact with the audience. That's part of the show. I've been seeing a lot of comments lately. I'm sorry. It's just the way we do the show here. These are taped live, and there's a live audience. And then after 24 hours, once this posts, the audience will be there, and you can see who I'm interacting with. So I don't think people are used to that. A lot of people that are coming in that are new, they think this is just a video, but I'm actually interacting with a live audience. So I just want to clarify that for everybody. And we have fair use rights too. So we do have to pause and commentate. All right, let's keep playing through. Just getting it all out there for everybody.
Posted a video online voicing his anger with what is going on and explaining a little bit about his case and the evidence. Let's take a look.
This will be the first statement of its kind in my dozen years as Norfolk District Attorney. The harassment of witnesses in the murder prosecution of Karen Reed is absolutely baseless. It should be an outrage to any decent person, and it needs to stop.
Stop.
Innuendo is not evidence. False narratives are not evidence. However, what evidence does show is that John O'Keefe never entered the home at 34 Fairview Road in Canton the night he died. Location data from his phone, recovered from the lawn beneath his body when he was transported to the hospital, shows that this phone did not enter that home. 11 people have given statements that they did not see John O'Keefe enter the home at 34 Fairview that night. 0 people have said that they saw him enter the home. 0, no one. Some have, without any evidence, pointed to 18-year-old Colin Albert, a nephew of the homeowner, and accused him of attacking John O'Keefe as he entered the home. But phone evidence shows O'Keefe never entered the home at all. Colin Albert didn't commit murder. Jennifer McCabe, Matthew McCabe, and Brian Albert. These people were not part of a conspiracy and certainly did not commit murder or any crime that night. They have been forthcoming with authority, providing statements, and have not engaged in any cover-up. They are not suspects in any crime. They are merely witnesses in a case. To have them accused of murder is outrageous. To have them harassed and intimidated based on false narratives and accusations is wrong. The autopsy of John O'Keefe was conducted by a forensic pathologist from the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner. The doctor found that the injuries that left John helpless in the cold were not a result of a fight. She further found that the line of abrasions on his arm was consistent with blunt trauma, not an animal attack. I'm asking the Canton community and everyone who feels invested in this case to hear all the actual evidence at trial before assigning guilt to people who have done nothing wrong. And certainly before taking it upon yourself to harass citizens who evidence shows have done nothing in this matter but come forward and bear witness. We try people in the court and not on the internet for a reason. The internet has no rules of evidence. The internet has no punishment for perjury. And the internet does not know all the facts. Conspiracy theories are not evidence. The idea that multiple police department, EMTs, fire personnel, the medical examiner, and prosecuting agencies are joined in or taken in by a vast conspiracy should be seen for what it is, completely contrary to the evidence and a desperate attempt to reassign guilt. What is happening to the witnesses, some with no actual involvement in the case, is wrong. It is contrary to the American values of fairness and the constitutional value of a fair trial. It needs to stop now. I'm releasing this recorded statement rather than holding a news conference because my remarks need to be so narrowly tailored to the issue at hand while the prosecution is pending in Superior Court. But the message is the same. What is happening to these innocent people, these witnesses, is wrong and it needs to stop.
Sure. So, I'll just counter react on that. we still have we don't intimidate the witnesses. We don't say their names. But we still have the right by the First Amendment to give our opinion. We still have the right to be on a platform and voice our opinions. We have that right. It's a First Amendment right to talk about it. We have that right. My First Amendment's not going to be shut down. Absolutely not. I'm allowed to be here and educate. I'm allowed to be here and give my opinion. All right. I'm going to pause this out here because that's basically all I wanted to show in that video. But let's go now to the arrest. The first arrest. October 2023, Turtleboy arrested on 16 felony charges. Special prosecutor Meller brought in to take on the case. Let's hear that hearing. If anybody has not heard it, we're going to play through that here.
Docket 23 CR 1154, being charged with one count of intimidation of a witness, juror, police, court official. These offenses taking place on various dates in the town of Canton. Docket 23 CR 1155, being charged with one count of intimidation of a witness, juror, police, court official. These offenses taking place on various dates. One count of picketing a court, judge, or juror. These offenses taking place on June 13th, 2023 in the town of Canton. Docket 23 CR 1156, being charged with one count of intimidation of a witness, juror, police, court official. These offenses taking place on various dates in the town of Canton. Docket 23 CR 1157, being charged with one count of conspiracy. These offenses taking place September 25th, 2023 in the town of Avon. Docket 23 CR 1158, being charged with one count of intimidation of a witness, juror, police, court official. These offenses taking place on various dates. One count of picketing court, judge, or juror. That offense taking place on June 6, 2023 in the town of Canton. Docket 23 CR 1159, being charged with one count of intimidation of a witness, juror, police, court official. Those offenses taking place on various dates. One count of picketing a court, judge, or juror. That offense taking place on June 6, 2023 in the town of Canton.
Thank you. Good afternoon, sir. I'm advising you pursuant to Mass General Laws, Chapter 276, Section 58. Should you be charged with a crime or violate a release condition during the pendency of any one of these cases, one or more of these cases, you could be held on any one or more in the House of Correction for up to 90 days without bail. Counsel, does the servant qualify? Yes, counsel. Okay. Mr. Reynolds, can you stand up for today? Yes. And for the Commonwealth? Yes.
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Kenneth Mello, Special Prosecutor for the Commonwealth. With me is Attorney Robert Novak, also Special Prosecutor of the office.
Why does he look so scared?
Good afternoon, Mr. Reynolds. Mr. Mello, you have any-
Lost.
I do, Your Honor. I have a number of requests for conditions of release. Where Commonwealth is requesting cash bail in the amount of $1,000. GPS.
Here's the thing. You all watch trials. When it's not taken up by the national media, the sound is going to be shit. So I just say try to turn up your speakers, your headphones as loud as you can. It is what it is. I try to do the best here. I can't enhance the sound off what the original recording was. So we'll try our best. I blare my speakers right in front of me.
Monitoring.
You have earbuds, put those in.
Stay away from all witnesses 100 yards. And that would be with the exception of court appearances that the defendant is required to attend if other witnesses are present. We're asking for a 100-yard stay away from the witnesses' homes, businesses, places of employment, and schools. We're asking for no contact with witnesses by phone, text, email, or otherwise, either directly or indirectly. We're asking that the defendant through his blogs and internet use, not encourage, or court order him to not encourage any of his blog followers to call or visit or otherwise intimidate or harass witnesses. As Your Honor may be aware, this defendant has a blog with a rather large following, and that will get to the root of the case itself, but it appears that in the past, he has.
You are muted. Please, sir, you are unmuted.
Appears that in the past he's encouraged his followers to take various actions with respect to witnesses in this matter. We're asking that there be no harassment of witnesses or their families, no intimidation of witnesses or their family members. We're asking that he not on his blogs or otherwise encourage his blog followers to photograph witnesses, their families, their homes, etc. As Your Honor will hear from the evidence presented by the Commonwealth's argument, the defendant has shown up at sports games attended or that were being engaged in by children of witnesses, and has made scenes there using loudspeakers.
So the volume up is up as loud as it will go. And I was just explaining earlier before I started this. Unfortunately, if the national media is not there, you usually get pretty shitty audio because they don't mic it. They just throw probably a room mic in there, and it is what it is. So I would just say the best thing to do, crank your speakers up as much as you can, or put some earbuds in. That usually helps people on the low sound. But I literally have the volume cranked as loud as it can go. These local broadcasts, they don't have the mics like the national media. When you get like Court TV in there, they have, you know, $1 billion of equipment. They can mic it up. They usually probably put a couple of room mics inside the courtrooms, but it's literally the best I can do. I'm sorry. I could probably try to turn on the cap if they have it, but they don't even have captions for it. So we'll try to do our best. You know, I'm sorry. It's the best I can do.
Etc. We're asking that he be precluded or prohibited from attending those
No captions.
sports games, school or otherwise, to harass witnesses. That there be no mentioning by names.
Yeah, it's tough.
Or other forms of identification of the witnesses on his blogs, Twitter, YouTube, etc. When I say witnesses, I'm also talking about the victims in this case, Your Honor.
Yeah, no problem.
The victims in this case all being witnesses in another matter that the Commonwealth will address. Certainly, this would not preclude the defendant from talking about other cases, but not with respect to discussing the witnesses and their family members, etc. We're asking that he have a stay-away order from D&E Pizza, and that he be precluded from encouraging his blog followers from harassing and intimidating that business, that he not contact witnesses, schools,
Rogue.
sports, teams, coaches, etc. He has done that in the past, Your Honor. That he not photograph or video witnesses at home or work, and that also goes to taping, Judge. And,
I love I remember
not
that
contact the place of work of the witnesses.
people outside beeping in support.
Have a large number of facts I would like to make the court aware of. I apologize for the time it's going to take. There are 9 complaints before Your Honor. Some of these facts apply to all. If I could just read that section to the court once, or recite those facts, and then deal with them individually. Thank you, Judge. Your Honor, on the morning of January 20th, 2022, a gentleman by the name of John O'Keefe was found unresponsive on the front lawn of 34 Fairview Drive in Canton, Massachusetts. He was transported to Good Samaritan Hospital, where he was pronounced deceased. The Office of the Chief Medical Examiner determined the cause of death to be blunt force to the head and hypothermia. Evidence was presented to the Norfolk County Grand Jury that indicated on the night of January 28th, 2022, Reed and O'Keefe were at two Canton restaurants, C.F. McCarthy's and the Waterfall, where they met friends. And this is Karen Reed. Uh, after after the Waterfall closed at shortly after midnight, Karen Reed and Mr. O'Keefe were invited to 34 Fairview Road in Canton. Witnesses stated Reed and O'Keefe did not.
Oh, real quick, tomorrow Tom's going to be down at the Canton 9 hearing, and he's going to be live streaming from there. So make sure you go over to his channel. Tom's going to give me a heads up when he's going to start, and then I'm going to post it all on my social media to get it out there for him. He really wants everybody to get over if you can and watch the stream if you can't make it there. I know I'll be watching most of it from home.
Not enter 34 Fairview Road. The Norfolk grand jury indicted Karen Reed on second-degree murder, motor vehicle manslaughter while operating under the influence of alcohol, and leaving the scene of a motor vehicle crash causing death. The indictment alleges that Karen Reed struck O'Keefe with a motor vehicle and left the scene, and the case is currently pending in Norfolk Superior Court as docket number 2282 CR 117. The lead investigator.
Just for the record, there are many people attending this hearing via Zoom. We're doing the best we can to keep them all muted. When you hear some random utteration like you just did, that's from someone who has not yet been.
Thank you, Judge. The lead investigator for the investigation I've just described is Trooper Michael Proctor of Massachusetts State Police, assigned to the Norfolk State Police Detective Unit. Trooper Proctor testified before the grand jury and continues to conduct investigative work on the case. Michael Proctor is married to Elizabeth Proctor. Elizabeth is not a witness to the investigation, but a family member, as mentioned in Chapter 268, Section 13B of the General Laws.
People beeping.
During the investigation into O'Keefe's death, witnesses were identified, interviewed, and testified before the grand jury. These civilian witnesses were present with O'Keefe and Karen Reed in the hours leading up to O'Keefe's death and his discovery on January 29th, 2022. The witnesses include the following: Matthew McCabe, who was interviewed by investigators. Matthew was with O'Keefe and Reed at the Waterfall restaurant before O'Keefe's death, and observed an SUV believed to be that of Karen Reed in the front of 34 Fairview Road, and he testified at the grand jury. Jennifer McCabe was interviewed by investigators. Jennifer was with O'Keefe and Reed at the Waterfall restaurant before O'Keefe's death, observed an SUV believed to be Reed's in front of 34 Fairview Road, and was with Reed when O'Keefe was found unresponsive, and testified at the grand jury. Brian Albert, interviewed by investigators. Brian was with O'Keefe and Reed at the Waterfall restaurant, and the homeowner of 34 Fairview Road, and testified at the grand jury. Julie Albert, the wife of Christopher Albert, was interviewed by investigators. Julie was with O'Keefe and Reed at the Waterfall restaurant before O'Keefe's death, and she testified at the grand jury. Chris Albert, husband of Julie, was first interviewed by investigators on February 10th, 2022. Chris was with O'Keefe and Reed at the Waterfall restaurant before O'Keefe's death and testified before the grand jury. Colin Albert was interviewed by investigators. He is the son of Chris and Julie Albert. And Juliana Nagel was interviewed by investigators. She was present at 34 Fairview Drive when people were arriving from the Waterfall restaurant, and observed an SUV believed to be that of Karen Reed parked in front of 34 Fairview Drive. In an April 2023 motion filed by Reed's defense attorneys, defendant's motion for order pursuant to Mass Rule of Criminal Procedure 17, directed to Brian Albert, Verizon, and AT&T, alleged police misconduct and a conspiracy among civilian witnesses to frame Reed for the death of O'Keefe. The motion calls Brian Albert a suspect and Jennifer McCabe a conspirator who took calculated steps to purge her phone of this inculpatory evidence. A local blogger, the defendant, Aidan Kearney, had adopted the defense's claims. Kearney runs a series of websites and social media accounts under the name of Turtleboy. The social media accounts include TV Daily News, X, formerly Twitter, with 33,800 followers as of last count. Aiden Kearney at Dr. Turtleboy, Turtleboy Facebook with 27,000 followers, and Turtleboy Live on YouTube with 41,000 subscribers. He refers to his followers as Turtle Riders. Now, it should be noted that the defend doc on many of his sites, his websites or blogs, if you will, has a pay section where he's requesting contributions from the public to support his work, if you will. And some indications are that it's been estimated on the internet that he has raised in excess of $5 million doing so. So this is apparently a business of his.
$5 million. Yeah. $5 million. Ah.
Beginning in April of 2023, Kinney began posting articles to his website and social media accounts where he adopts the defense allegations as true and makes personal attacks on civilian witnesses and members of their families and their friends. Kearney authors and publishes a blog on the website tvdailynews.com. The website has a series of articles entitled Canton Cover-Up. As of September 28, 2023, at least 164 articles have been posted
I know.
in this category regarding Karen Reed, and there have been additional articles since that date. Kearney posts weekly videos to YouTube where he has discussed Karen Reed and made statements regarding witnesses. Below are a small selection of the verbal statements made by Kearney in these videos that have been published to followers and are publicly available for viewing without being a subscriber or follower and have been archived by investigators. Episode 594, Turtleboy returns to Canton. This is a video posted shortly after Kearney visited homes of witnesses. This is not my last trip to Canton. I will be back. I'll be back. Get used to this. These people think I'm fucking around. You haven't seen the last of me. Get used to it at the 119 mark. Episode 598. Wait, Karen Reed defense files motion to record.
Can you believe, like, just sitting in that court and listening to this, how ridiculous this is? This is so ridiculous. Can you, I'm just sitting here and I'm kind of taking this all back in again. I'm like, I can't believe they wasted all this time to sit here and do this. It's so beyond ridiculous.
This guy named Chris Albert had his head on the swivel looking for turtle riders.
This guy's actually reading all this.
Bad news for you. They are literally everywhere. You guys should just stop going out in public. It's only going to get worse from here. I know where you all were today. You were in Agawam, weren't you? You guys were at some sort of Little League thing at Agawam. Albert McCabe's, all you people were there. Just know that there will be no life as normal is over. Life as normal, you had normal for a while there, from January 29th to about April 2023. You guys literally got away with murder. 6 out of the 8-minute mark. While discussing the video of Chris Albert being confronted outside of a Canton restaurant, we, Kearney and his audience, are getting to them. Chris Albert, meaning Chris Albert and other witnesses. When you act this way, that's like a green light for me, time to hit the gas. I got pictures of you. You can't leave the fucking country, Turtle Riders. We're gonna find you. They're gonna find you. You can't
thank
hide
you.
anymore. Your private life is officially over. You leave your house, you're gonna have your picture taken, so you need to get used to the new normal, your new normal. Turtle Riders are gonna take pictures of you, and they're gonna send it to me. You're famous. We need to accelerate it. They, the woman who recorded the video of Chris Albert confrontation, are doing a fantastic job with this. Stated that at the 24-minute mark. In episode 604, entitled Colin Albert Drops Out of School, Brian Higgins Flipping, Is the End Near? I said from the beginning, I don't want this to go to trial. That is this defendant's words himself. I don't want this to go to trial referencing the Karen Reed case. On
Okay.
September 14th,
No one
2023,
does.
Keeney posted a blog entitled Canton Cover Up, Part 142. Free Karen Reed. Billboard goes up on Route 1 outside Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. More to follow on his website. The topic of the blog post was about a billboard that read, Free Karen Reed, with a picture of Karen Reed. Kearney praised the organizers of the billboard. In the post, Kearney wrote, thank you to everyone who donated as well. Although millions of people know about the injustice that is happening in Norfolk County, I would bet that over half of
Dude, this is all like free speech. This is all free speech. It's crazy.
Norfolk County has never heard of Karen Reed before.
Yeah, I know.
Changed because of this three-pronged billboard blitz. It's really time for people in Norfolk County to know about this story because that's
Right.
where the jury
Mark
pool will be
hands.
chosen from. Essentially, Judge, an admission that he's seeking to taint the jury pool in the case. On June 13th, 2023, Kearney broadcast a live YouTube video, episode 590, which is currently posted on his YouTube page.
Uh-oh.
During the broadcast, Kearney displayed phone records of Jennifer McCabe from the day O'Keefe was killed. The records displayed names to the phone number, displayed names next to the phone number, which appeared to be the user of the other phone. These records had previously been an attachment to an unredacted defense motion filed in Commonwealth versus Reed. During the video broadcast, Kearney cold calls the phone numbers without names associated. In this process, he called the work cell phone of Trooper Proctor. Trooper Proctor stated the phone number that made the call was 413-262-69. I'll omit the last two numbers, Judge. Kearney left the following voicemail. Hi, Trooper Proctor. This is award-winning journalist, Aiden Kearney calling. I'm calling to talk to you.
Kearney.
I do have some questions about you. I have a lot of questions, actually. For starters, why didn't you tell me, one, before doing the investigation, that you were good friends with the Albert family? Why did you, in your report, say that you were introduced to Chris Albert on February 10th, when you have known him for more than a decade prior to that? Why did you lie about that? About what time you towed Karen Reed's car? Why did you intentionally misspell the names of several key witnesses in your report? And I'm just wondering about all those things, and maybe you and I can meet for coffee. Boy, do I have a lot of questions for you. Where were you inside Fairview Drive that night, or that morning rather? Why did you stay there for 4.5 hours? And what did you guys talk about and do? Why are you descending stairs with John O'Keefe's phone in your pocket? So give me a call back, man. We feel like you and I have a lot to talk of catching up to do. I talk about you a lot. I feel like I know you pretty well at this point. I know which year you graduated from the academy. I know you were out in West Brookfield for a while. I know some people that you know, so give me a call back when you get this. Now that I have your number and everybody watching also has your phone number, which again is 781, and omit the remainder of the number. So I'd like to know. She called you again. You called her at 12:49. We're going to get to that. So now I have your number. I'm going to plug you in and we'll talk soon. Essentially, broadcasting the trooper's number to his turtle followers, if you will, seemingly with the intent to have them also harass him. As a result of the cell phone number being broadcasted, Trooper Proctor began to receive random and harassing text messages and voicemails. In the 12 hours following Kearney's calls, Trooper Proctor received approximately a dozen text messages, phone calls, and voicemails. The content of the calls and messages pertained to Trooper Proctor's alleged involvement in the conspiracy and called for his termination. Trooper Proctor had to change his work cell phone number to avoid the constant unwanted calls and messages. Michael Proctor is married to Elizabeth Proctor. Beginning in April 2023, Kearney wrote blog posts about Elizabeth Proctor. On May 9th, 2023, Kearney authored a post about Elizabeth. A video was attached to the post. The video depicts a cell phone screen of an Apple iPhone. The user of the cell phone dials the cell phone number of Elizabeth, which is displayed on the screen. Kearney further writes, I can think of two people who deserve to lose their jobs over this alleged conspiracy about Karen Reed, though. Michael Proctor and Elizabeth Proctor. These two lowlifes think they're untouchable, They're nothing but bullies who terrorize people for years, but now they've met their match, meaning the defendant. In the Post, Kearney states Elizabeth works as a human resource manager, and I'll omit the place of employment, and posts the main number for the company. The Post then says, but you're probably not going to reach anyone that way, so feel free to leave a review on their wide open Facebook page or their Twitter account. On May 10th,
Dun,
2023,
dun,
we
dun.
broadcast a live YouTube video, episode 580, which is currently posted on his YouTube page. During broadcast, at the 1 minute, 6 second mark, Kearney talks about Elizabeth. He states he was going to call her. He repeated her cell phone on the broadcast, a cell phone number on the broadcast, as he was entering the number to a cell phone. Using the speakerphone option on a cell phone, Kearney broadcasted the phone call. The phone call went to voicemail. Elizabeth stated the call came from 413-262-69. I'll omit the last two. Kearney left the following message. Hi, Elizabeth. This is Aiden Kearney calling you back from Turtleboy. We briefly spoke yesterday on the phone. I introduced myself to you and then you hung up on me. Or maybe that was a bad connection. But I just wanted to see how your day at work went today. If it went well. I noticed that your employer took down their social media pages within 5 minutes of the blog I published about your recent behavior. And I just wanted to see what is it awkward? Were you afraid to go in? Just tell me about your day and why, because that's the part I don't understand, is that you seem to be okay with calling other people's workplaces and interfering with their ability to make a living for themselves. But when it happens to you, maybe it's not as fun, maybe it's not as fun. Do you like that? That's what I want to know. Do you like that? Because you've been doing that to a lot of other people. And do you think it's fair that it happened to you, dear? Do you regret it? Do you regret it? And what's your scumbag husband up to now? Are you going to visit him in prison? Do you think they'll have conjugal visits? Please give me a call back when you get this and we can chat some more. Bye, girl. Following the phone call at the 108 mark, Kearney accessed the social media accounts of the company that Elizabeth worked for and laughed as he stated the pages were taken down and stated the Turtleboy effect. Oh God. Both Mike and Elizabeth Proctor stated they felt harassed by the acts of Kearney. On Monday, September 25th, 2023, at 6:26 p.m., a Facebook account believed to be used by Kearney, which is Clarence Woods Emerson, is the name, posted the following message. Anyone in Canton want to take a couple of pictures for me? DM me, please. At 6:53 p.m., the Facebook post was edited with the phrase, update all set, thanks. On September 25th, 2023, at 8:04 p.m., an X account, formerly Twitter, associated with Kearney, posted this message and photograph. The post depicts the front of 6 Wentworth Road in Canton, home of Michael and Elizabeth Proctor. The white Jeep Wrangler in the photo belongs to Jennifer McCabe. And there are photographs that are appended to this report I'm reading from, Judge. The following day, Kearney broadcast a YouTube video, episode 617. At the 19-minute mark, Kearney stated that he ran the plates of the vehicle depicted in the photograph. Kearney showed photographs of 3 vehicles parked at the address. He showed photographs of each vehicle and stated the registered owners of the vehicles by name, Michael Proctor and Elizabeth Proctor. The term ran in regard to a motor vehicle registration is commonly used in law enforcement. The term means the information was queried through law enforcement database for the purpose of obtaining information. Kearney used the information in a blog entitled Canton Cover-Up Part 161. Jen McCabe was seen at the Proctor's house at 6 p.m. tonight, despite allegedly not knowing them personally. I would parenthetically state, Judge, that it was later determined through an investigation by state police that a dispatcher in the local police department made contact with Kearney and unlawfully and illegally accessed the Registry of Motor Vehicles database to provide him with information he was not entitled to. Information maintained by the Registry of Motor Vehicles is accessible to law enforcement through the Criminal Justice Information Service. Authorized individuals have personalized access to the CJIS logins and accounts. Recertification standards, which include lessons and tests, continuously assert that
I'm going to pause this real quick. We have a breaking news from 25. I'm going to pull that up right now. Thank you for the heads up in the chat. Let's pull that up. A new article here. Okay, says, thank you for the heads up, by the way. 25 investigates Karen Reed's lawyers fight impounded of Norfolk DA's letter to the feds. Says it was posted at 7:55 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so about 10 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago. Karen Reed's defense attorney are seeking to have communications between the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office and federal authorities made public. The request comes weeks after 25 Investigate report. The Norfolk Investigates reported that the Norfolk DA Michael Morsi had sent a letter to the Department of Justice in May, requesting that the federal probe of Karen Reed case be transferred out of Massachusetts based on potential conflicts with the U.S. Attorney's Office in Boston. Morsi's letter provides the first official confirmation that the U.S. Attorney's Office, excuse me, for the District of Massachusetts is looking into the arrest and prosecution of Reed, who was accused of striking her Boston police officer boyfriend, John O'Keefe, with her Lexus SUV and leaving him to die in a snowstorm. O'Keefe's body was found just after 6 a.m. on January 29, 2022, outside the home of another Boston officer named Brian Albert. Police charged Reed with second-degree murder and said she struck O'Keefe while driving in reverse after dropping him off at Albert's home following the night of drinking. Norfolk DA's office wants the letter and others that Morsi and his first assistant exchanged with federal authorities in Boston and the Department of Justice in D.C. impounded. The DA's office shared the letters with Reed's defense team on December 4th as discovery. Discovery is the formal process for exchanging information in a court case. The communication included a letter Morsi sent to Jody Cohen, special agent in charge of Boston's FBI office, on November 22nd, 2023, according to the defense. The substance of the letter has not been revealed. In addition, Morsi-led prosecutors sent letters to acting U.S. Attorney for Massachusetts Josh Levy in June and November of 2023. In those letters, Norfolk County First Assistant District Attorney Lynn Beelen requested any findings in the federal probe that could impact the state's prosecution of Reed on her second-degree murder charge, according to the defense filing. In public footnote about the communication, the Norfolk DA's office wrote that the acting U.S. Attorney Levy responded that he understands the DA's office has important discovery obligations and he will be back in touch as circumstances dictate, the defense filing states. In their opinion motion, Reed's lawyers described the letter to Levy as fishing for federal grand jury materials under the guise of fulfilling NDOA's Norfolk District Attorney's Office discovered obligations to Miss Reed, and they have asked that all the correspondence be made public in Reed's case file. It needs to be. I mean, it fucking needs to be. 25 investigates. As reported, a federal grand jury was requested. People identified as DA as witness in Reed's case. Reed's lawyers claims that she's been framed in a wide-range conspiracy by witness and law enforcement. Asked when the defense opposed to impound the letters, a spokesman for the DA's office told Boston 25 Investigate reporter Ted Daniels, the Commonwealth is comfortable with those matters can be adequately addressed at the hearing in the Norfolk Superior Court on Friday. So, wow, we're going to hear about this on Friday. We're going to hear about this on Friday. And it says the developing story, please check back. Wow. Good catch there. Thank you for letting me pull that up and read it. Very good catch. So this will be talked about on Friday. What did someone say? The Epstein list? I thought it was supposed to come out until till the 22nd. Oh, wow. It's been unsealed. I don't see it. I'm looking CNN Business 53 minutes ago. Names on the list and what to expect. I don't see anything. Let's see. I don't know. Something more I'll have to dig into after. I don't want to get distracted by that right now. So I think we understand here. Right? I'm not going to go through the other 20 minutes of the court proceeding. If anybody wants to go in there checking it out for the first time, they can go over and watch that hearing there. All right. Should I pull up the list? Is that what everybody's interested in? Give me a gauge here. Are we going to continue with Karen Reed, or if you want me to continue with Karen Reed, press 1. If you want me to pull up the list, push 2. Let me know here. I think we have more important things to do. I can do another stream and read the list. I'm sure everybody's going to be reading the list. All right, we're going to continue with Karen. All right, so I don't want to get shaked off my my show here tonight. So okay, so we had in October, Turtleboy was arrested, and then we go to November, Canton 9 charged in peaceful protests. I'm going to play that video courtesy of Turtleboy. Let me just bring that up. And this was some of the video that was captured outside. It says, Karen Reed, cops called on peaceful protesters in Canton. Let's play that.
Paper of the forged signature again.
They have papers in their hand. What are they gonna do? Huh? Yeah. Four
Maybe they're
cops.
coming to enforce it. They want us to sign a petition. Make Chris pay his taxes.
I know. There's 4 of them with papers in their hands.
Hi. What?
Section 13A, if anyone wants to read it.
Oh, we already know about it.
And he gets, yeah,
How are we in violation?
yeah, he's wrong.
Directly across the street is a witness to a criminal crime. So, directly across the street is a witness to a criminal.
Remember, we heard the phone call. We heard the phone call to go over and look into these protesters. You know, the mellow phone call. Look into these protesters.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. But
I want to take a look at that.
you want to read that? Yeah, you can't be within that shot.
We're not doing any of that.
Peacefully protesting.
If you guys want to read it further, we get the peaceful
I saw
protest.
you lost. I know. I know.
Look into those protests.
Okay.
We're just here to peaceful protesting.
What does eyesight mean? Like directly in front? I mean,
But why do we have to? We're
So
not.
can we go up to the
Okay.
But not really.
But not really.
But not really.
okay, so
Anyway,
yeah, eyesight. Like if he stands outside, is that out of eyesight?
But where's the rest of it? Where's the
And
rest of it?
tomorrow they'll be in court. We need to give them full support. Tom's going to be out there live streaming the whole event. So I urge everybody to go over to Tom CPU's channel. If you can't make it out there, at least you can watch live. If not, you can watch it back on the replay.
The statute says.
That's the section.
Okay, but where's the rest of the section that says that? Okay.
What if I just walk up and down the street without violation?
Yeah, if you're an
Alright,
eyesight,
so tell me what I can.
I can't tell you exactly what you can do, I can tell you can't be an eyesight.
But I mean, technically, we're really not eyesight. I mean, D&E's over there. We're in front of.
Can you see
We need to
D&E?
monitor where Chris
Oh, so-
Albert goes
so,
to make
like-
sure we're out of his eyesight.
Can you
and also
see?
we need to monitor where he is so we're out of his eyesight.
I wouldn't say you have to go that far. What I'm saying is you can't set up shop directly in eyesight of a.
Was it because we were yelling? Oh, because I was gonna say we didn't yell.
He wasn't a witness.
Yeah,
He wasn't- He's appeared in grand jury.
But what are we influencing the witness in doing? In discharge of his duty. We're not
we don't have
saying-
anything with
we're not
any
saying
Chris
don't
Albert side.
testify. We're not saying that.
We're not debating it.
But that's what it says.
I just
So
want to know when he's
what
gonna
does
pay
that?
his taxes. That's all I want to know.
You don't want to debate it, but you don't
We have
want.
nothing about
You're not. This is not matching what you're saying.
So you can't be an I can't be an eyesight. You can't do that. So a protest. So let's say like New Year's Eve the other night, right? We had all the Palestinian protests that went through New Year's Eve celebration. They're not allowed to do that. because I can't be an eyesight. So isn't that the purpose of a protest? To make sure that you're out in front of people, that you're loud, they hear you, they hear your cause. You know, it's amazing. None of those people get arrested. And that was probably, you know, $1 billion to set all that up down there in New York, Times Square. We have the protests that go through, but none of those people probably got arrested. None of those people probably got charged. But a couple of people out on a public road in Canton, a handful of people, you know, those are the people that are the problem. Those are the people that are the problem. Doesn't make any sense. Oh, welcome. Only in America. Only in America.
So we can move up a little.
Yeah.
Only in America.
We'll just move up a little.
Your building of residence occupied, you as such a judge, juror, witness. We're not. But it says that we're intent of influencing to just.
Or look at all the, you know, the George Floyd riots, the people that trashed everything. No one got arrested. No one got arrested during any of that. There was hardly any arrests. People were allowed to burn down their cities and their towns and businesses. And people walked. No one was charged. But a couple of people that are out on a sidewalk standing for a cause that they believe in with a few signs, just raising awareness to this movement, those are the people that are going to get charged. They're going to be in court tomorrow. It's absurd. They have to go to court tomorrow on this. They're charged. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. This is America. This is America right here.
It's not up for interpretation. It is what it is.
You can see none of our. We have free Karen read signs.
I mean, do you have a highlighter so I can highlight that for you?
You guys have signs calling Albert was in the house, free Karen Reed.
Okay.
That's our opinion, though.
Yep, it's all opinion, but again, what we're saying is.
But what you're saying isn't matching up with what this says. This is a lie, and it doesn't match what you're saying. It doesn't. Influencing to discharge of their duty. We're not doing that. His duty
Keep
is
it on
to
video.
testify. We're not saying.
My phone's gonna die.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
want
live.
us to testify. Not live.
Oh.
Guys, again, I'm not.
So can we go? Okay, so what are you gonna do if we don't move?
Anywhere
No,
you
we don't
want.
want to go. You guys tell us to go.
You guys can go anywhere you want, not nice. I'll leave that up to you guys.
Okay, so what are you gonna do if we don't go? If we don't go?
All right, so well, I guess we can go on the other side of the street because that wouldn't be eyesight, right?
This is so crazy.
I mean, I
The
can
most
see this way,
insane thing
but-
I've ever seen in my entire life.
Where's the law say about his eyesight?
No.
Yeah, right.
Or don't go with this is eyesight.
Where does it say that?
Wait, within his eyesight or ours?
But if we were protesting Chris, it would be different.
Where does it say eyesight on here? Just trying to see that.
I don't know. They must not. They don't have body cams.
It's insane.
No, you're 100% right.
Yeah. So tell Paulina if she's gonna print stuff out and give it to us to make sure she does it perfect. No, we're good. It's not even valid.
I watched Boston get smashed. No one got arrested during all that. That was the summer of love. Remember when Boston was just getting trashed? Newbury Street? They weren't arresting no one during all that. There was like millions of dollars in damage done down there in downtown Boston. No one got arrested for that. No one got charged in that. They were flipping police cars and burning police cars and all that shit. No one got arrested. No one got charged. You go out,
I'd love to put it
peacefully protest in your town. This is what happens to you. You get charged. It's unbelievable.
Let me grab anyone's name who wants to.
I don't want to give my name.
Who wants to what?
Give their name.
Don't
For what?
You don't have to give your name.
Don't give your name. Why would you give your name?
No, we're not. But I'm just. Why do we
We're
want to
not
give our
doing anything
name?
illegal.
I'm just
Yeah.
curious.
We're just sitting here with signs.
I know you're just doing your job, but you're wasting your time because we're not doing anything wrong. I'm not giving you my name.
We can't even call the state police.
Thanks for coming.
She's like, thanks for coming.
Just call them.
An elderly woman and a turtle CUMT. You're standing here just peacefully protesting, so that's the most harassment that's happened all night.
Thank you so much. Have a good
Thanks.
day.
Unreal.
Don't give them your names.
It almost got us.
All right. All right. So we have the charge of Canton 9. Tomorrow they'll be in court. It's ridiculous. It's unbelievable. Then in November, we have the town of Canton wins the vote to have the police audit by an independent company. Does anybody know the update on the audit? When is that supposed to happen? Was that February? This February it's supposed to happen? And they're probably going to know about it, right? They're going to be aware before this takes place. They'll know the date. Because the people living in Canton probably know a little bit more about this than I do. But we'll play this here.
Closing arguments starts now.
February. Yeah, that's what I thought too. Vinny, back to Vinny. Oh, I thought it was Vinny. I'm sorry.
Michael Ayala in tonight for Vinny Politan, and we begin
it's Vinny's
this
spot.
hour in Massachusetts, where controversy continues to surround the case against Karen Reed. Reed is accused of hitting her boyfriend with her car and leaving him to die in the snow. Her boyfriend, John O'Keefe, was a
Right back.
Boston police officer and was found dead outside of a fellow officer's house. Now, Reed has always proclaimed her innocence. She and her attorneys claim that her boyfriend's death is all part of a police cover-up. Take a listen.
So is this a cover-up, and if so, who's leading the cover-up?
Your guess is as good as mine. That's what we're trying to figure out. That's exactly what we're trying to figure out. The
Who do you
Massachusetts,
think it is?
well, certainly the Massachusetts State Police is involved. There are people that were in that house that are involved. Brian Albert is involved. Jennifer McCabe is involved. The rest of the folks that were in that house, there's some level of involvement by every one of them.
It feels we're the only ones fighting for the truth of what happened to John O'Keefe. And me and my family and my attorneys and my team have marshaled every resource to get to the truth. Just feels like no one else wants it.
Karen, just to be clear, you didn't do it.
We know who did it, Steve. We know. And we know who spearheaded this cover-up. You all know.
Reed has consistently claimed that her boyfriend was in an altercation inside the house involving other officers and then dumped outside to die. Now, Reed says the police then tried to cover it up and frame her. As a result of these claims, Reed has garnered a large and very passionate group of supporters who show up to her court appearances and make their presence known.
We're not putting up with that. We're right here today, Jim McDermott, and we're not going to be quiet. We got it.
And now the residents of Canton, Massachusetts have had a special town meeting. This happened earlier this week. More than 1,700 citizens showed up to a contentious hearing on the issue that has really divided the town. The residents of Canton showed up to vote about having an outside review of the police department over the murder investigation. Let's take a look at some of that meeting now.
I know there's a lot of people that
What a
are
shit show this
frustrated
was, huh?
with how
We're
things
going to
have.
take a vote in this room. We're going to take a vote in that room. We're going to take a vote in this room. Remember all that fucking debacle? Jesus Christ.
Progressed in the town. And I know that people came here for a number of reasons.
Wait, we got to do it again. No, wait, we got to do it again. No, wait, we got to do it again. No, wait, we got to do. They kept trying to do it to get the result they wanted. Let's do it over. Let's do it over. Let's do it over. We got to wait for this room. That. What the fuck? Like, come on.
Some people are coming here tonight to protest or to rally.
The result wasn't going to change, man. It's going to be the same thing.
Against or because
Remember
of the
that,
arrest of
Darren?
Karen Reed. Some people are unhappy with the results of the last election, and some people are not happy about even having to attend a special town meeting. I have made accommodations for everybody that is here to protest tonight. There is a designated area for them.
Yeah, Charlene, it's online. You just got to probably seek it out. I think it's on the it might still be on the Canton cable. I don't know. I forget what the website is. Maybe someone in here can direct her a little bit. But I know it's definitely online. It's either on YouTube or it's on that Canton cable channel where they have all the hearings.
That is not what this hall is here to do.
I'm kind of questioning, I guess.
Oh, Turtleboy has
what are they
it.
going to
Great.
accomplish with
Awesome.
this audit? Because I've heard a lot of talk about lack of independent external oversight, compliance with policies isn't monitored.
Forget who I grabbed
Audits
it
are
from.
self-reporting.
I grabbed it from the that's it. Canton Community TV. That's it. It's on there, but you can go back to any respective channel and watch it. They probably have their commentary on it as well too.
TPD is afraid of being audited. All right, but when you look up here, and I'm not gonna go verbatim here. We're not gonna
remember this guy?
Talk about other David and Goliath topics, but you know, when you look up here from an outside auditing, external monitoring perspective, I mean, everything that's being proposed in this motion is covered.
I was wondering if the public or if the committee or Chief Rafferty could speak on behalf of whether there was a proper vetting process done when she was given the position of chief.
That is out of order. Next question. Please order. Next question.
My next question would be if Chief Rafferty could advise parents on what to do when they have requested a meeting with herself and officers and she will not comply.
All right, so this is going to be your second warning, all right?
I am going to quote our town administrator who recently said of me, Kathy follows the rules, annoyingly so. This is true. I follow every rule, and because of this, I say no, and I put down a lot of things that makes me not a very well-liked person with a lot of the departments. But I'm fine with that because I know I'm following the rules and I'm doing what's best for Canton. I consider this article redundant and a waste of town funds. Therefore, I ask you to join me and vote no on this article.
Nobody likes to have an independent audit done, but when it is done, it shines light on where you're doing things right and where you're doing things where you need to improve. And it is a gift when you find out where you can do better and you improve, and it increases efficiencies.
Everyone in favor, please raise your card.
This was the worst fucking voting I've ever seen in my life. Why wasn't it just on a ballot? Drop them in a fucking ballot box.
All right. The results of our room, I believe the motion passed narrowly. The motion passed narrowly in the gym. Passed narrowly in the gym, and the motion passed narrowly or by a better margin. And so as a result,
Dave, I don't know, man.
So as a result,
I have no idea. I don't know, to be honest. I'm gonna just bring my camera, my cell phone, and that's it. But I'm sure there are gonna be some signs that they said there's gonna be signs there they're gonna pass out. So if you don't have one, they can grab one.
as a result, let me call the motion has passed.
A vote.
In the end, residents voted 903 to 800 in favor of an audit of the Canton Police Department. According to town leaders, the audit is the first of its kind in Canton, a town of approximately 24,000 residents. A maximum of $200,000 has been set aside for this independent review. Again, as the woman said, no one likes an independent audit. All right, let's bring in our think tank.
Why not?
Joining us tonight in Seattle, Washington, trial attorney.
If you have nothing to hide and everything is running tip top, why would you be angry about an independent audit? I've worked at jobs where I've been audited hundreds of times. If you're following the rules and you're following the company policy, then why are you afraid to be audited? If you have nothing to hide and you're doing things by the books, the rules, then what is the problem? No one likes an independent audit. I do. I want to make sure I'm doing my job correctly.
author of Justice in the Age of Judgment and fellow of the American College of Trial Lawyers, Ann Bremner. Also with us in West Palm Beach, Florida, trial attorney, former police lieutenant Rick King, and joining us by phone in Washington, D.C., the attorney who successfully represented Johnny Depp in his defamation case and also a fellow of the American College of Trial Lawyers, Ben Chu, is with us. Thank you all for joining me this hour here on the show. And I'll begin with you. As I said, no one likes an internal audit. I suspect, now, this doesn't seem specifically to be about Karen Reed and her situation, but certainly there seems to be issues between some of the citizens of this town and the police.
This is some
Well, absolutely. But I kept thinking, and it's great to be on with you, Michael. I kept thinking to myself, what a brilliant PR campaign by her lawyer to get the whole town turned around, you know, in her favor, because that's really was the instigation of all of this. You know, to come, of course, we have sentiments against the police across the country after the movements that we saw during the pandemic and after. But, you know, I look at this and I think that is very well done and orchestrated by her lawyer to take a case where it looked like she killed her boyfriend. And all of a sudden, you know, the finger's pointing at everybody else and the community seems to be behind her.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was an incredible move by the attorneys. Anytime, Rick King, that you're going after an established body like a police force, you do have to garner public support. You have to go out there and bang the drum on that issue if that's what you believe. Sometimes it may not be what you believe. But what I want to ask you is, what do you think about the possibility that, in fact, that is what's going on here? How possible? There's a lot of people who don't think cover-ups like this are even possible. How possible is it? Is it possible that Karen Reed is being set up or framed somehow?
So I'm not one of those people that believe that you can get an organization to be behind some sort of cover-up. You have to get too many people to agree to break the law at one time for a common purpose for one person in this case. And so I don't really believe that there is a total cover-up from an agency perspective. Can there be some people, some investigators who are not acting totally within the guides of the law or whatever they're supposed to be doing as investigators? That's always possible. But I don't know that you can cast that wide net over the whole agency.
You know, what's interesting, Ben Chu, is that there are competing narratives here. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, the defense has been screaming wide and far about this so-called conspiracy. But there is some, as far as some of the evidence in this case, there is testimony by a friend of Reed's that says she saw her with the victim parked outside the house in question here, which is owned by a Boston police officer. Then she left. And when she later called her, she said she hadn't seen her boyfriend since they were at the bar, which was earlier in the night. This was a night out amongst friends, including a lot of BPD, Boston police officers. So there are competing narratives here that this defense is going to have to deal with.
Take your time.
All right, looks like we have some technical difficulties with Ben. So, Anna, I will pose that same question to you. There are issues here for the defense to deal with. And to your point earlier, the brilliance of what they're doing is that not a lot of people are talking about this. They're talking about the police.
Scott, you got it.
I know. And that's what I love about it. It's like, look over there, you know, when it's just a straightforward
What a
case.
brilliant job getting all the whole town up against. What a brilliant marketing campaign to get the whole town to turn in Karen's favor.
No. And then all of a sudden, look at all these guys, you know, and it's like, it's amazing to me that this lawyer was able to pull that off because I just can't, like, you know, like Rick said, I can't see these people all conspiring in some way, you know, to frame this woman. And yet the whole town is pretty exercised about this. I mean, they're passionate about it. You know, and you look at their signs, you know, they're into it. It's a sight to see, you know, that they've rallied in the way that they have.
Yeah, no question. They showed up in force. And also, Rick King, the police showed up in force. At Karen Reed's first hearing, they showed up in support of the police. And it was really sort of this weird scene of people who are angry at the police or at least ready to suggest that they were doing something wrong. The police there again supporting their people, saying that, hey, you know, this is not something that we're involved in. So when you look at a case like this, Rick, how do you determine which direction to go if you're, let's say, the public trying to figure out, hey, is there something going on here? There's a lot of evidence that there's a suggestion it's been planted, that someone went to her driveway and took a broken taillight, dropped it on their driveway. There's also a phone from someone who is related to, I think, the sister-in-law of the Boston police officer who owned the house, who did a search that said, how long does it take to die in the cold? So there's that as well.
He's
So,
like,
you know, as someone who has been a police officer and now currently represents police officers in administrative type hearings and criminal hearings as well, you have to recognize that what's going on in Canton is really, we're not Canton, I apologize. In Boston is a dichotomy of what's going on. It's an example of what's going on in our nation. There is a subset of people who are supportive of the police, and there's a subset of people who are not supportive of the police at this point. And what you have to do as a regular citizen in talking about trying to figure out where you kind of lie in a case like this is you got to look at the evidence, and you have to see where the evidence lies out. And I would do the thing that as a criminal defense lawyer we tell people all the time: let's wait until the evidence plays out before you make a decision as to what's going on. And I think, and as you pointed out, there are plenty of issues that the defense has raised in this case, and they've done a great job of framing a narrative. Even to the extent to the public, normally you save that framing for what you're going to do in the courtroom, but they've taken it outside and they've framed it to the public. And so now you have the public galvanized behind you, talking about the issues that you're pointing out. And so they're doing a fantastic job. But when I pull back and say, hey, as the lay citizen, I would hope that what we do is we wait to see how the evidence plays out and see, because some of these things might look shiny when you first look at them, but when you get a little closer, they're not.
all right, that's it. Sorry, I kind of losing the scenes behind the scenes here. I'm trying to work on something else right now too, and I apologize. My attention has been pulled away, and I shouldn't do that. All right, so we have the Canton vote, and then turtleboy is going to speak out on the possible new indictment that was in December. I'm going to play a little bit of that right here, and that's going to lead up to ultimately, unfortunately, the bullshit arrest and new indictment. So let's pull that up. Hang on one second. Here we go. All right.
Trying to save this life.
From all you. That's it. You just.
And that's just a brief glimpse into the relentless support from Turtleboy, a blogger. He has landed himself in a bit of hot water. He, as I mentioned, known as Turtleboy, he's been accused of witness intimidation, an accusation that he vehemently denies. He tweeted out this the day after his arrest back in October, saying that men with guns showed up at my house, tore it apart, took my computer and my phones, and handcuffed me in full view of my kids as they got on the school bus. I'm not the one guilty of intimidation. And today, joining us now to give us the latest himself, Turtleboy, also known as Aiden Kearney, real name. But Turtleboy, thank you so much for being on with us. Tell me, first of all, how you're doing, because you did have to go through this arrest. What's the status of your case at this point?
I'm doing okay. Thanks for asking. Every morning I film myself at the bus stop. I live stream myself at the bus stop, because if the police are going to pick me up again, which they probably will, there's talk about indictment. They're probably going to do it in front of the kids because they want maximum shock effect. They want to basically demoralize you and make it so that you don't want to continue. But so I film it every day just in case they do show up this time. Last time they caught me unprepared. This time I won't be. So getting by.
Wow. Tell me, just take our viewers back to the moment when you realized this was the case you wanted to attach to. Do you have any personal connection to Karen Reed, her family, or her friends? Or was there something about this case that you just couldn't let go?
No, Karen Reed was a complete stranger to me. I live about an hour from Canton, so in Massachusetts. It was a story that was in the news when John O'Keefe was first found dead on his lawn, and his girlfriend, on Brian Albert's front lawn on 34 Fairview Road. And it was a story that stood out because anytime a police officer is killed, even if it's not in the line of duty, it's kind of a big story.
Yeah, you think?
But when you saw that it was his girlfriend that did it, and it appeared to be an accident, you couldn't help but feel sorry for her. And honestly, I forgot about the case until around mid-April, April 17th to be exact. I read Alan Jackson's 92-page affidavit in the court filings, which detailed a lot of things that were just shocking about this story. Most particularly that stood out was that Jennifer McCabe, the sister-in-law of the homeowner, Googled how long to die in cold at 2:27 a.m. And this is after they told police that John O'Keefe had gone home and was in bed, that he never showed up at the house. He was invited over there. He never showed up. So why would you Google how long to die in cold at 2:27 a.m.? They also had his Apple Health data that put him inside the house, ascending and descending stairs for 3 minutes from 12:21 a.m. to 12:24 a.m. There was an eyewitness who was outside the house who only saw Karen Reed in the car and had no sign of John O'Keefe whatsoever, and said that her taillight was in fine condition. There was nothing wrong with it whatsoever. And then there's the autopsy photos. The autopsy photos overwhelmingly show that that man was not killed by a Lexus unless a Lexus has a set of canine teeth similar to a German Shepherd.
I want to play some sound from moments that you just gave, because that's a lot. Like you said, it was a very long affidavit that was filed by the defense. Let's take a listen to Alan Jackson talking about the Googling by the neighbor.
Why is Jennifer McCabe one of the parties that was inside the house that night, the sister-in-law of Brian Albert? Why was she Google searching? How long does it take for a human body to die in the cold? The Apple Cocoa Core data indicates, or the core time indicates exactly what time that Google search occurred. That time was at 2:27 and 40 seconds in the morning on January 29th. That's 3.5 hours before John O'Keefe's body was found.
Now, no charges have been filed against anyone else in this case other than Karen Reed. So I want to keep that in mind. But Aiden, I want to ask you about the community support. It has seemed to take on a life of its own. You've been at the center of a lot of it. But tell me about what people need to know about that community and how they are reacting to Karen Reed, especially now.
Lunas, thank you for the 5. Thank you.
It's just obvious to anyone with a brain who's looking at this situation and looking at the evidence.
Welcome in new members. Let's take a look. Who do we got? Good Citizen, welcome in. Advantage Boys, welcome in. Barbs, welcome in. Elaine and Constant Creek Freedom, thank you so much. So what that is, it's a free monthly membership. You got all access to my members only content that's on my homepage. I'm gonna say phone page, my homepage. What you can do is go over there and access that and look back at all live streams. I do members only content as well. I'm gonna start kicking that back up again. I apologize, members. But what this is it gives you 1 month free. All I ask is this: it's a $4.99 membership. At the end of the $4.99 membership, I have different tier levels that you can pick. Even if you can just come back and just sign back up for $1.99, I would appreciate it. It supports this channel. It supports me getting free of my corporate job by the end of 2024 and becoming a full-time creator. All right, let's play this. I got a couple more videos after this, and then we're going to wrap it up tonight.
And seeing what the
Appreciate
Commonwealth is
everybody being
covering
here
up,
tonight.
that it's quite obvious that Karen Reed is, in fact, an innocent woman. The lead detective in this case, his name is Michael Proctor. He is good friends, and they hid this. So, like, why would you hide this if you were innocent? Michael Proctor hid the fact that he is a close family friend of the two families involved, the Alberts and the McCabes. There's a picture of him in 2017 with Jennifer McCabe's kids on Facebook at a backyard party for his sister. There are multiple pictures of the Proctor family with the Albert family. As a matter of fact, 7-year-old Colin Albert in 2012, he's 19 now, who he was inside the house at the time. He was never interviewed by Michael Proctor. And as it turns out, in 2012, Colin Albert was the ring bearer in Michael Proctor's sister's wedding. So they were there together. They sat at a table together. Colin Albert's father, Chris, is good friends with Michael Proctor. They actually refer to them as a second family. So people aren't stupid. The reason you're seeing all those people outside, those are well-educated people. Those are smart people. They have jobs. They are just outraged that they're the institutions that they have put faith in. I mean, these are people who have supported police. These are not people who are anti-police. These are people who have supported the institution of the police and the district attorney's office, who feel lied to and betrayed. Because every time there is a hearing, all the Commonwealth does is get up there and lie. They lie to your face. They treat you like you're stupid. And people don't like being treated like they're stupid. So we're showing up on the courthouse stairs. And in case you couldn't possibly make yourselves look more guilty, They arrested me on October 11th, the man who's been leading the protests, because they are trying to shut me up. They knew two of the people. I have 8 stay away orders on me now. So 8 of the witnesses in this who really should be considered suspects, I cannot contact. I cannot talk directly or indirectly to, which is basically preventing me from going to the entire town of Canton, Massachusetts. And they are doing this because they don't want me to ask these people tough questions. That's all this is about. They're just trying to silence a reporter who is getting way too close to exposing their corruption. The same cops I've been accusing of covering this up came to my house and read me my Miranda rights. The same district attorney's office who I've been accusing of corruption has been the one prosecuting me for this.
All right, I didn't want to interrupt the man. But I want to get back to this. Scott, thanks so much for the 5 gifted. We'll read those out. Mary Lynch, Angie, Angelica, Megan, and Diane. Welcome to the group. I appreciate that. I didn't want to interrupt the man. Okay, I got a couple more here. We'll talk a little bit about obviously the federal probe that happened in December. Ted Daniels announced that. We know that that's taking place. I'm going to skip that video because I think the most important ones that I want to play now is the view from 31 Fairview. If you haven't seen that, you're going to get the opportunity right now to see what the view would be from that camera. Magically, the video is non-existent or it's corrupt or whatever. You're going to get a good view of what 31 Fairview is. And then I want to play a little bit of the recreation of supposedly carrying backing up 62 feet, 24.2 miles an hour in a snow, just for the people that are new here, that haven't seen those videos before. They need to be educated and they need to know about this. And then we're going to wrap up the stream for tonight. All right, here we go. From Turtleboy's page.
Fairview Road. I'm going to go over here to 31 Fairview and just knock on the door.
Yes, while drunk in a snowstorm. On a 30-degree grade on a corner.
So look at how close that is. Look at that angle.
So this would be, and Aiden's almost parked perfectly where he should. Actually, he is in the same spot where Karen's car supposedly was parked and then backed up 62 feet. John just stood there, allowed Karen to hit him, and he went up 12 feet in the air and fell on the lawn. You would see it on this camera. This would be the view of that camera. And they're going to show where that camera is.
From 31 Fairview. It's got a ring right there.
And I've seen that. I've seen that ring in person. I'm sure you all have been down there and seen it.
And again, look at that angle right there. How could it not pick it up? That's where the body was dropped. It's the perfect angle.
They have wide lenses too.
I mean, look at that right there. That wouldn't pick it up. Look at that. I mean, there's a car in the driveway, right? Someone's got to be home.
Man, it would have been great video if someone was home, right? To see the interaction.
All right, doesn't look like they're going to answer. I could ring one more time. Because again, this is astounding. Look how close that is. It's right there.
I can even put my camera up there and see the view.
Yeah. Like that's the view it would have gotten.
It's crazy.
That's the exact view.
Wow. It's right there. Okay. All right, on to the next one. Let's go to 30.
It would have been good to see when cars left too, to verify the timeline, you know?
Oh, totally. It would have, if anything, it would have a perfect view of her car leaving.
Yeah.
Because she went south. Or if it, like, there would be, because the ring camera picks up noises, like it would have picked up noises from it.
Would see the headlights.
Yep. So now we're going to go to 31 Fairview Road. Knock on this door. Another one that would have, so there's 33 Fairview, 34 Fairview.
Thank you, Midlife.
And that's where the body was, right between the flagpole.
By the way, not to distract anybody, but I am reading through some of the Epstein list, and he's got a long. There's going to be a lot of people that have a lot of splaining to do. If you're interested in it, I'm going to drop an article here from Fox News, and it's pretty crazy. All right, we'll go back to this here. Sorry to distract, but if anybody wants to read it,
Again,
you're curious, it's right there.
The fire hydrant.
Actually,
Right
I gotta
there.
redo the link. Hang on.
Right where the mulch starts. Somehow our car propelled him up that far.
Try this link.
And again, look, it's not a big lawn. Like Matt McCabe's standing in the
I don't
window.
know why it's working. It's not working.
And looks outside, sees her car do a 3-point turn right
Yeah,
there.
it doesn't say all of them, but it
and
mentions
doesn't see anything else. Like doesn't see.
Thanks, Dave. Dave, I don't know if you saw earlier. Just reach out to me. Let's talk live podcast at gmail.com. We'll set something up. Okay. I have Monday, Tuesday. So I don't know if that works, but we'll get something together.
He says he sees V-shaped tire marks, but doesn't see a gigantic body lying in the snow. So here's 31 Fairview, another one. Could they have a ring camera? Let's see what they say.
Excuse me. It's 33
Fairview, rather. Another ring camera. Everyone's got ring, huh?
This is a neighbor's house, right?
This is a neighbor's house, correct. It's across the street, and that is the view that their ring camera would have.
Wide open.
Have if John went into the house, because Karen dropped him right off in that driveway.
Yeah, it looks like Clinton,
On
looks
the
like
ring,
Trump.
They get a notification on their phone,
David
right?
Copperfield's
Yeah,
been
so,
mentioned
they
in
can
there.
see me wherever they are.
Yeah.
I'm here, and
A lot of explaining to do.
mean you no harm. Just have a couple questions. We're trying to get justice for John O'Keefe. Figured you might like to help. An innocent man was murdered across the street from you, and just kind of wanted to see if you had footage or if the police asked for footage at all. So I'm not sure if anyone's hearing this right now, but you can reach me on Facebook at Clarence Woods Emerson, or email me turtleboysports@gmail.com. I'd love to know. Thank you. All right.
All right, we're going to go up to the one last video I want to play here tonight, just if anybody hasn't seen it. I know a lot of you have probably seen this before, but it just never, ever, 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 ever gets old. All right, let's play. Yeah.
You want me to step on it?
Yeah, would you mind?
Nope. But then I can't follow you then.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay.
I'm going to get to when he actually starts to back up. Let's see. He's going to explain it here.
She allegedly brought him over here. Like she pulled over. Like,
Carrie,
pulled
thanks
over
for the
here,
5.
Wait for him to text back because Ryan Nago was being.
Real quick, let me just stop this. Let's see. Was gifted by a membership. That's kind of odd. Breezy the Barber, Jeep Babe, Susie Allen, Hurt Locker 65. Welcome into the membership group. Appreciate it.
She didn't want to be rude. And then he didn't come for 10 minutes, so she bounced. But they all saw him here, right? So that's where they decided to put the body right here. Because that's where Ryan Nagle was. Right? So that's where she was seen sitting. So basically, what we're going to try to see is if we can. They said she got to. First of all, why the hell would she pull all the way up there in front of that house?
Right.
So let me get what's the theory here? So John got out.
Remember, it was a 3-point turn first, right? And then that changed. It all goes uphill. It's on a corner. I've been there. I've walked that road. I have walked it. It is on a hill. And that corner gets tight quick. Because those streets, a lot of people think those streets are wide through there. They're not. They're not really wide. And you got to add snow and then someone backing up. I mean, she must have been a hell of a race car driver. You know, better than a NASCAR driver.
First of all, she drops him off. Why would she drop him off here instead of at the driveway, like a normal human being?
Right.
John's gonna get out here and walk all the way diagonally across the lawn. Makes no sense, right?
And if she pulled ahead, like I heard you say the other night, right in front of that ring camera.
Yeah, exactly.
Kelleher's house.
Right. So, see this guy's over here, like this. So see up there, that's 62 feet. So this is where John O'Keefe was found, right here. His body was found. And they said that Karen Reed came from 62 feet back at 24 miles an hour in reverse and banged him somehow, ended up on here. So this is 62 feet. We're going to mark it off right here. All right. Boom. All right. And that's where 62
That's
feet
far away. Sorry.
The chalk markers on the ground, that's 62 feet.
Right by your back tire.
Right. So we're going to say, I don't know. I'm going to see if I can go 24 miles an hour in reverse by the time I reach that point right there. And that's crazy. 24 miles an hour?
And you're going to have to keep going to slow down.
Oh,
So
she ran him over too. And then Jen McCabe looked out the window. I guess they were all just sitting in one of those windows. And Jen McCabe looks out the window. And by the way, you see that gate back there?
yeah, the gate.
That's where they brought the body out.
Yeah.
So the Ford edge is parked right here. Okay.
So Eliza, Tom is going to be streaming Friday out in front of the courthouse. I'm actually going to be using just a regular camera. I bought a new camera, so I'm going to document everything just in camera, and then I'll come back later on and upload my footage. I had really hard time live streaming from there last time. My connection was not good, so I ended up buying a brand new camera, which I'm super excited about. I can't wait to use it. Hopefully it works out well. I'm going to do some test runs with it tomorrow, get everything all ready, and I'll be actually video capturing from there, and I'll upload later, and we'll do a live stream and do commentary over it. So that's my plan. But Tom CPU will be live streaming from there. And there's going to be media coverage everywhere, court TV, all that. That'll all be live.
Right. They're not going to see it over there, right? They're not seeing it. That's going to block it. Got the tree, the bushes over there. You pull his body, boom. It's the shortest possible.
Oh, you're welcome.
They brought it right from the backyard. That's what they did.
I'm excited about it, Gary.
I mean, how absurd is this? So why the hell would she be all the way over there, like directly in front of 32 Fairview? Why would they do that? It makes no sense whatsoever. You explain that one to me. 32. So what's she just sitting? Like they want us to believe that she's just sitting over there? Doing what? And then so John got out of the car right here. He's like, okay, I'm just gonna stand right here.
This little guy right here is one of the most amazing cameras I've ever seen in my entire life. It's a gimbal. It's called the Pocket 3, and it's insane, and it's so discreet. And look at that. Look at that gimbal action. It's nuts. So I'm super, super excited about this. It literally looks like ET or like a robot. It's the craziest thing. Yeah, it's really cool. And it actually get 4K video, which is nuts. So I'm actually thinking about maybe just doing everything in 4K. But look at this thing. It's the craziest camera. It's like perfect gimbal. And you can do it in portrait mode as well, or you can just go full landscape. And then just when it turns off, it locks up like that. It's nasty. So cool. Very excited. Very, very excited. And very light and easy to handle. That's what I love about it. All right, let's keep playing this.
And let you run me over.
Right.
Crazy woman. So it's snow, and the tires, it's going to make a lot of noise, the tires, right? In the snow, obviously not snow right now, so we can't perfectly and then she's going to hit him. Well, he's what? Holding his cocktail glass right here? Why isn't he going in the house?
And how does he end up over there?
Well, he ended up like right here. Okay,
Yeah.
so we put it like, you know, I'm trying to do it right.
But I mean, even the distance way over here.
Yeah,
I mean,
because 12 feet, that's like 12 feet, right? So
that's not even 12. I mean, it's a basketball hoop plus 2. That would be like right here.
Right. So I don't know, man. 12. So maybe it wasn't 12 feet. Maybe they're just saying 12 feet. I don't know.
So battery life is 165 hours on the small battery, and then it has an attachment for a longer grip that'll give you an additional 100 minutes, and then the full unit charges in 16 minutes. It's crazy. So if I just bring an external battery and I need to throw it on there, I can just run external power to it. It's insane. A full charge in 16 minutes.
You got 12 feet from there, but how the hell did his body get to right there?
Right.
I mean, you explain that to me. So we're gonna see. Can she even get, like? So this dude just stood here and is like, "Yeah, come hit me, come hit me." Like, look at. By the way, look how far away the car is. You see somebody coming at you in reverse like that,
And hearing it.
Time to get away, right?
Oh yeah.
Just
Oh,
like,
thank you so much.
Jump out of the way. You're standing, unless he's standing in the middle of the road. Is that what you're saying? In that case, how did he go to over here?
You can see the uphill there.
So if you're standing right here,
Look at this.
and the car comes at you,
That's not funny. Look at
yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm gonna do a test out right now.
Okay. Where do you want me to stand? Right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to speed this up. Oh, it already comes with a tripod, Patrick. It's the nastiest setup. It's such a cool little camera. I have all that. It comes with it. I think he's going to take off now. So there's a first pass. You see the curve in the road there.
You're on the curb.
Am I really?
Yeah, you're on the grass. No.
Still on the curb. Unreal.
You're still, your back tire's up. You gotta drive. Like, there you go.
There's no way that it's just no way.
How fast did you go?
14.
14. Wow.
I was 14.
That was pretty
I
fast.
mean, I got to 13. I'm like scared.
Yeah.
Out of control. At
Yeah.
14.
That looked fast to me too.
How fast? Like really fast?
Coming at me pretty fast. I kind of jumped a little bit out of the
Really
way.
hit the curb.
Yeah, you went right up on it.
I really
You can see your tire mark.
Where? Oh, I actually made a tire mark?
Yeah, right here. That's where your tire
Oh,
was.
yeah. But there was no tire marks when she did. She's better at this. She's really good at this.
I mean, that's a 1 in a million shot because there's an angle too. She would have had to cut the wheel
It's hard,
exactly.
yeah, it's like, dude, it comes at you fast. Like,
Yeah.
How do you, let me try that again.
Okay.
Let me try it again.
Do you want to send up the drone? Is that okay? You want to? Are you in a rush?
No, let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, I'm going to just fast forward because I think he has an interaction with a fan. And let's see. All right, here we go. Second time. There's no way. There's no way.
How was it?
17. It's a new record. I mean, I can't even, like, I went 2 up on that one, and we'll see. I mean, dude, it gets scary. Like, somebody is like, I couldn't imagine having a person there and doing that. Like, that's fucking, like, it can't be manslaughter. Like if she did that on purpose, which she didn't, obviously, because she's not. You have to be a fucking psycho.
Right.
That's all the time I'm thinking of. Like you gotta be fucking psycho to do something like that.
For sure.
So no fucking way. I mean, that's 7. That seemed fast.
Yeah.
I don't think it could have gone faster than that. I mean, dude, fucking reckless in the snow too. Think of how loud that would have been.
Yeah, and she would have pulled forward and then do that, and he's just standing here.
And my car can accelerate faster than hers too.
Right.
So we'll see.
And what would he be doing just standing there?
I don't know. I guess he just wants to get hit.
Yeah.
I don't know. He just wants to get. I'm gonna go take a picture of this guy. He wanted me to
Okay.
take a picture of him.
Let's go back here.
I don't know if there's enough time to get to 24. Like it would be foot down on the pedal. All like it would be so fucking loud. Like the tires would spin. Keep in mind, her car weighs 6,000 pounds. It's 2,000 pounds, probably more than mine. And so that's going to be, the momentum of that, like whatever the fucking math of that is. I think it takes more. It's harder for a car that big to accelerate.
Yeah. Mass.
And again, he was standing right there. I mean, look at that shit. So John O'Keefe, here in my camera. So look at this is where Karen. So okay, we marked 62 feet off, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's where Karen Reed
started.
That's where the back of the car starts, okay? And you see the line down there, the other line, that's where he got hit. Okay, so I mean that's 62 feet. So we have to believe, right, that the freaking car so it went, first of all, it curves. Notice how the road curves? So I hit the bumper. You guys can see down there the mark. I hit the bumper the first time I did this. I reached 14 miles an hour the first time I did it. I just did it again. I got up to 27, not apologize, 17 miles an hour, right? I got up to 17 miles an hour. Now, and then, but 24, man, I mean, when I went from 14 to 17, that was a big jump. 24, it curves. Like I hit the fucking curve. There's no way if she. So let me guess. Go stand down there.
Okay.
Like where John was. So like just. Rich is John's height, right? Drops him off, right? And then for some reason he stands there in the middle of the snowstorm. He just stands there. Karen pulls up here. She gives him time because he's all mad and she wants to kill him. And what? I don't want to kill you. Can you just stand right there for like a minute so I can pull forward 62 feet and then gun it in reverse, and then the car's coming at you, and so the car comes back here, right? Somehow, I don't know, she doesn't jump because no, I didn't say anything about tire marks on the curb. I just made tire marks on the curb. Look at this shit. So John is standing right here when the car comes back, and he just doesn't go in. Like, why did she drop him off right here? We've been over this. Why did she drop him off right here and not in the driveway, right? And he just stands there.
Who?
And he's like, yeah.
All right, let me take a vote here. I'm gonna take a vote. I know I've been kind of quiet during the stream. I kind of wanted all the videos to kind of play out and just get some education. But let me seriously see this in the chat, okay? How many times have you ever dropped someone off, okay? And you drop them off. You go to the house and you drop them off. Where do you drop them off? In the driveway or to the next house down from the next house over in front of that next house? If you drop them off in the driveway, type a 1. If you drop someone off on the next house over on the street, type a 2. Just fill me in because maybe I'm missing something here. Because usually when I go out, I drop someone in the driveway. I pull into the driveway and I drop them off. I think some people are being funny. Like, so healing time, you drop people off in front of the next door neighbor's house and make them walk up the driveway. Unbelievable. All right, let's finish this out a couple more minutes, then I'll give my parting words. You drop people off What the? You pull up to the next house and you drop people off. I think you're kidding.
I just hit me because I feel like dying today. And then, again, see these right over here? Those are my tire marks.
Yeah.
I didn't turn the wheel. So I hit the freaking curb. So Karen's car is pink. So she hits him, right? And somehow his body goes that way. Maybe tried to get out of the way, because I understand. And they just
I'm
knocked
gonna
it
go
that
get the
way.
fuck out of here.
And then, so then what? How does she not run him over? Like, so it says it keeps going. So she hits him with the back of her car, because the right back of the car. That's how far away, right? And just boom, hits him there. How the hell does he get the head injuries?
And the arm wounds, right?
And the arm wounds.
They were trying to say
It's all grass.
she ran him over, but the undercarriage got him. But it couldn't. According to this theory, he just go there flying. Yeah. Shoe comes off, hat comes off,
belt comes off.
How do you get the scratches? How do you get the scratches that way?
Dog bites.
And then the dog bites. Whatever. Oh no, whatever. The abrasions. I'm not a medical examiner, so what do I know?
Yeah, the abrasions.
So that's fucked up. So
doesn't make sense.
We're gonna try it again. We're gonna try doing this one more time. You wanna do one more time?
Yeah.
Let's see if we can reach this time. Let's go.
Gun it.
I don't think they get it the second time. I think it just. Oh, maybe they do. Try again. Dude, there's no way, bro. There's no way. There's no way.
So I hit 19 miles an hour there. That was pretty. That felt fast as shit.
Yeah, it looked fast.
It was really fast. So.
Yeah, Nagel saw her in the car.
Again, I don't.
By
think I
herself.
could've gone
10 and
faster.
2. Remember? 10 and 2. Saw a woman in the car with the overhead vanity light on. 10 and 2. No one else in the car.
I felt like I was dying. Like there was it was fucking.
Welcome
like
in, Suze. Thank you.
Park ride.
Yeah.
Except it's like real life, and she fucking give me a break.
He goes
This is a
like,
fucking joke.
He goes, give me a break.
I mean, that's fast. First of all, think of how loud that was fast. Right?
Yeah.
Like that seemed fast.
That was seemed really fast.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So we'll see. We got some more testing to do.
All right. Good stuff there. All right. Well, look, we're going to wrap this up. 2 hours here. I'm thinking about doing an after stream. I had something planned and I'm thinking about doing it. I don't know. Maybe I'll save it for tomorrow. I'm not too sure. I'm going to make a decision here in about 15 minutes. So if I shut down and come back, you want to come back and watch, please come back, hang out. It's not going to be a Karen Reed stream. I want to actually get into the Savannah Soto case. I dropped a video today that I did an enhancement on, and I want to go over that today because I think there's 3 people. I think there's 3 people involved. If anybody has seen what's going on with this young lady that was murdered down, and her boyfriend were murdered down in San Antonio, Texas, and they have some video that they've dropped. And they're seeking 2 people of interest, but I think there's a third. I think there's a third in the truck, and I dropped a video today explaining why I think there's 3. And that's a stream that I want to go over. So I'll make a decision here. If I do it, it's not going to be a super, super long stream, but I might save it for tomorrow night. But I don't know, because everybody's going to be streaming tomorrow night, and I want to support because it's going to be the night before Karen's hearing, of course. So let's just do this. I'll make some type of decision. Yeah, it's crazy, right? Yeah, definitely a third person. I might fire that up. I might fire that stream up. Give me about 15 minutes. I know it's late. If I'm going to do it, it's probably just going to be about an hour, but it's something that I definitely want to go over. And tomorrow, I want to be free for tomorrow to do possibly some Karen stuff tomorrow. But tomorrow during the day is very important. The Canton 9 will be in court. Tom CPU will be down there live streaming. So please go to his channel. If you're at work, you're at home, you can't make it there, watch his live stream and support Tom. Also, the big day is on Friday. Everybody's going to be there. All the mainstream media is going to be there. Most of the live streamers, I know I'll be down there. Tom will be there. I'm not sure if Unsafe Spaces are going to be there. I'm not too sure. Obviously, the Glare cannot. I'm pretty sure Young Jerks will be there. So that's going to be a big day, and that is that's going to be. We're going to need your support. So I would say watch Tom's live stream on that day. Tom CPU, his live stream. He'll be right outside the courthouse, and I will be down there, obviously, with my new camera, recording everything. And if all doesn't go well on my camera, then I got to back up. I'm just going to use the old iPhone, and it's just going to take a little while because it goes to cloud, and I'll have to download it. But look, I just want to put this out there. If you're going to be out either tomorrow or Friday, the most important thing is this. One, we're there to support Karen Reed. We're there to support the movement, the Canton 9, Turtle Boy. We do it peacefully. We don't intimidate any of the witnesses. We don't say their names. We don't boo them. We just go out and support. Show your signs, wear your merchandise, show your support. That's the most important thing. We need to be out there in droves on Friday. It's going to be cold. It's going to be really cold. So please make sure to dress appropriate. You're going to be standing out there for a little while. And I'm excited to get down there and meet some people. I'm a little shy in public at first, but I warm up. Don't worry, I'll come around. But again, I'm excited to see everybody out there. We need to continue to support. And it's going to be a hectic day. So just be ready for the mental gymnastics. Believe me, it'll be going on. And again, I'm excited to see everybody. Let's do this before we go off air tonight. Let's do this. I'm going to free up the chat here. Let me take off the restriction in the chat just so we have no slow-mo. Before we go out, let's see some turtles. Let's see some red hearts in the chat for Karen and John. And we'll end this stream. And I might pop up another one here. I'm not too sure. I'm waiting to decide. So, and if I do, it'll probably be about 10 or 15 minutes or so. Throw up those hearts. Throw up those turtles. Support all these live streamers. Everybody keep the movement going. We continue in Aiden's absence to keep and drive this movement going, the Free Karen Reed movement. Again, I appreciate every single one of you that have made it out to this live stream tonight and watched. And again, I'm excited to be out there on Friday with all of you alongside. Let's go. Let's go. And, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. It's going to get interesting. It's going to get interesting on Friday. And I think we're all prepared and we're excited. All right, everybody, have an amazing night. I'll see everybody soon. Be careful. Be well. Don't fight. Let's stick this together. Let's stick together in all of this because we need to keep the movement strong. All right, everybody be good. Talk to you all soon. Bye-bye.